all these bottled up problems. If you talk, because that's what when you have mental health, what they're gonna tell you, they're gonna send you to a therapist. What you do there? Talk. Now you talking to a stranger.
Mm.
Willie D Live.
You know, it's it's a new story that I just did about how I had a boil on my leg, and I was in the barbershop in Midtown, and Jason and Jason and Rob like, man, what's wrong with your leg? I said, man, I got a boil on my leg, and they was like, well, you want me to lance it for you? I was like, man, y'all don't know what y'all do. Man, we got all the same stuff. We got razors, we got iodine, we got peroxide, they got all the stuff, right? So I let them do it. They cleaned it out, and then I went home, and the next morning I woke up, my leg was a little stiff. And I got scared and went to the doctor. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, hey, man, who did this? I said, dudes in the barbershop. He said, man, they did a pretty good job, man. Ain't really nothing wrong with your leg. You just probably just need some antibiotics. But you straight. And so I waited until I went back to the barbershop 2 days later. I said, hey, I walked in. I was like, man, gotta tell y'all something. They like, what's up? I said, man, I got scared and I ain't trust y'all. And I went to the doctor. They was like, oh, man, that's weak as hell. You ain't think your boys knew what they was doing? But I had to tell them that I got scared because my leg was stiff. But they did a good job. I'm not embarrassed to say to my friends whatever's going on with me. You know, whether it's relationship woes, whether it's children woes, whether it's, hey, man, something financial, you know, because man, I didn't invested in something before, and it didn't pan out, and they told me, hey, man, I don't know, and then I lost my bread, and then I came back and said, damn, but I told them. So my friends are not gonna let me have a mental health condition. They're not gonna let me wallow in something that's wrong with me, because I'm gonna say it. And as a man, I don't listen to gossip. I listen to give a solution to the problem that I'm hearing. So my friends count on me, I count on them. So therefore I don't have any type of mental health issues with what's going on with me. And I think men in their 40s and their 30s and their 20s need to learn to pick valuable friends, people who can be valuable to them, and be valuable to those people as well, and talk to each other more. Don't have this bottled up, all these bottled up problems. If you talk, because that's what when you have mental health, what they're gonna tell you, they're gonna send you to a therapist. What you do there? Talk. Now you talking to a stranger.
Mm.
Now you talking to a stranger that don't know you, and they starting you in places that you may need immediate help. I don't need to go back to what my father did in 1973. I need immediate assistance right now, and that's what my friends give. That's what the men of my generation give. That's why I've always have respect for when I go to a corner store and I see men still in their work uniform talking on the back of a truck. What they talking about? They talking about what's going on with their life. You know, hey, whether it was something bad at the job, whether it was something bad at the house, whether they going through something, man, damn, I think Karen finna leave me. You know what I'm saying? They talking, and because that's what men actually, it's not a woman's thing. It's not, they're not gossiping. They talking about things that affect them. So that's the curve for mental health for me in my generation.
You ever had something happen to you that was not necessarily embarrassing, but was funny, that you had some trepidation about telling your friends because you knew they were going to laugh at you? But you went on and told them anyway because you just had to tell somebody about this goofy shit.
Got to tell them. That's the thing about, man. That's the thing in the story. You gotta say it, and there's gonna be something. Especially when you have good friends.
Mm-hmm.
You have real good friends that sometimes the thing that you really embarrassed about happened to them as well. They like, boy, let me tell you when this happened to me. Same thing happened. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And then you think, why you ain't tell me? He's like, man, it should be them. Then they told another friend. So the circle of friends is really valuable.